स्पॉटलाइट में आपका स्वागत है। मैं हूं आपकी होस्ट अमीता। Join me weekly as I talk to guests who will share their success stories and inspire us. आज हमारे साथ स्टूडियो में है वो डांसर और कोरियोग्राफर जो है मशहूर बॉलीवुड, भरतनाट्यम, भांगड़ा, बेली डांस और वेस्टर्न स्टाइल्स का फ्यूजन कोरियोग्राफी बनाने में। इनके काम का डिमांड ना ही सिर्फ कनाडा में है बल्कि यूके और लैटिन अमेरिका में भी है। Welcome to the studio, Miss LOPA Sarkar.
Thank you for having me, Amitha.
It's very exciting to have you on the show today. It's good to have somebody who has started that trend with Bollywood fusion choreography. The first Bollywood Raptors night, you were there.
That's right.
The first Bollywood Luminato in 2007, you were there too.
I was in Luminato, yes.
Amazing. We're going to hear a lot about where you are right now, but I want to know, like, was this always a dream of yours? How did you come to be such a well-known dancer and choreographer?
Since I was little, I started in Bharatanatyam, and I'm Bengali, so we used to do a lot of Tagore dance dramas. And I always danced, and I always loved it, and it was always a dream, but I never thought I would turn it into a career. It was like I should be doing my math homework, but I'd get up and dance, and I should be doing something else, but I'd always want to dance. But I never thought that I would actually turn it into a career.
Amazing. So there was this inner pull from you. Like, I mean, society was telling you, okay, go do what everybody normally does,
yes.
But the inner pull from you said, no, I want to go the dancing and the choreography field.
Yeah, and even when I was little, I used to love hip hop, so I would listen to hip hop music, but the only dance I really knew was Bharatanatyam. So I would turn on my hip hop music and I'd be doing Bharatanatyam to hip hop. And I thought, this is just weird, because this is before the world of fusion existed. And yeah, now here we are.
That's amazing. So it's not just the pure dance forms, but you had the creativity for the fusion, which you didn't know you were destined to be that fusion choreographer, but it was already happening from when you were young.
You never know.
So that's why I guess you have to follow what comes from within.
Yes, because inside you always know and you just have to listen to it.
Did you grow up in Canada?
I did. I grew up in Toronto.
Okay. Where all have you been in terms of, because I know I was telling the viewers about how you have been in Canada and US, UK, like, so where all have you been around the globe in taking your dance and choreography?
A lot of places. I've performed and taught not all over the world, but in many, many countries. I've lived in Toronto, London, England, and I also lived in the Bahamas for a while.
Amazing. Have you found any difference in terms of when you had to do your fusion, in terms of catering to the audience in these three places?
No, and that's always surprising because you think when you go into a different culture, people might react differently, you might have a different response. But the great thing about the arts is that people always recognize music and they always recognize dance. And it doesn't matter, even like when I taught in France, my French isn't that great, but they pick it up. And when I taught, I used to teach in different Club Med resorts, and not everyone spoke English, but it doesn't matter. It really, everyone can communicate through music and dance.
Wow, that's amazing. So like they say, music is a universal language, the same thing with dance too.
Exactly.
And was it something you initiated when you were going to teach in those spots, or were you invited by the schools there? How did that come to be?
Most of it is invitation, but Club Med, I initiated it and then I just got involved with it. And yeah, I mean, every now and then I see a project that I think is interesting. So when I was in New York City, there was a film being made and I said, oh, that sounds interesting, and I ended up working on it. So when I'm traveling, I might look at what's happening in the dance scene, but usually it's invitation. People find me and ask me to join them. Okay,
amazing. So say, I definitely want to dance, but say if I say I have two left feet, what would you say?
I'd say come dance. Everyone worries so much about getting it right. And I mean, dance is a form of self-expression, and there is no right or wrong in that. I mean, if you want to get on stage and perform with 20 people, that's very different. But if you want to dance, everyone should dance.
That's amazing. So you say self-expression. So could that be used as like a stress buster too?
Absolutely. I teach Sunday morning classes, and people come and they dance and they laugh and they're so happy. And when they leave class, sometimes they're a completely different person when they walked in the morning and they're all stressed out, it's early morning, and then they leave and they're just so happy.
Where do you teach?
I teach in downtown Toronto.
Okay, and is it a particular studio you teach at?
Usually I teach at Canada's National Ballet School, but sometimes I move around.
Okay, nice. So National Ballet School, Sunday mornings.
Yes.
So we are going to come to how we can find more about these classes, and also how Divine Heritage Artistry came to be the main famous company that showcases that fusion choreography. It's interesting to hear about how dance has taken you internationally. But now let's talk about where that has taken you to Divine Heritage Artistry, how that is a company that's making waves throughout. How did that come into being?
So when I moved back from the UK, this was 10 years ago, Bollywood in Toronto in Canada wasn't as rampant as it is now and as much as it was in the UK. So I started my own dance company because I'd just been doing all this Bollywood dance work in London and I really wanted to explore it more here. So I opened my own dance company and that's how it came to be.
Amazing. Let me take you back to UK. So we heard in the previous segment about how you were teaching there, but what I just heard is you were doing some Bollywood work there. Was that beyond teaching? Were you part of any theater?
So I danced with 3 different companies there, and one of the shows we did was a big fundraiser, so it had Malaika Arora in it, so I was dancing with her, and Amir Khan was in the audience, and it was for a great cause. So in the UK I did all kinds of really interesting work, teaching, performing, choreographing, yeah.
Okay, and then that came here, you brought it here to us, lucky for us, and then Divine Heritage Artistry came into being.
Yes.
And with Divine Heritage Artistry, is that just, again, teaching classes, or are you performing? What is happening with that?
We do all of that, so we teach, we perform, certain times we choreograph, all kinds of different projects. That's the great thing, you never know what you're going to work on next.
Great. Again, dance is taking you to places. Coming back to Divine Heritage Artistry classes then, we talked about how you teach out of National Ballet School. Is that also Divine Heritage Artistry then?
Yeah, so I use the space there. It's a beautiful building. It has so much history. And when my students walk in, they really get a sense of, wow, I'm in a place that really loves and is dedicated to dance. And it's beautiful studios. And I think it's nice to have that experience. When you come to dance class, even if you're not a professional dancer, it's nice to have that whole experience of coming into a beautiful space dedicated to dance.
We have already talked about it, dance being a stress buster, and now it's like a visual stress buster as well.
Yeah, it's nice to be in that atmosphere and have an entire dance experience.
So if I come back to Divine Heritage Artistry, so there's the classes, but you talked about performances and the opportunities just overflowing, obviously because it's fusion, amazing choreography. So in your company, how do you have dances, South Asian dances? It's a mix of dances because of fusion choreography. How is it?
So when I started my company, my goal was to have the most talented dancers I could find. It doesn't matter to me what background you are. It doesn't matter to me what you look like. What I care about is that you have training and you're passionate and you're really committed to dance. And so when you look at my dance company, everyone looks different and everyone performs the choreography slightly differently because they all come from different dance backgrounds. And I love that because everyone adds something unique to the mix, and that's what makes us unique. And I don't care what background you are. It doesn't matter to me. If you have it inside of you, that's what matters.
Diversity in one place, amazing, global fusion. So you told us about how you were mostly trained in Bharatanatyam, and then you talked about how you did Bharatanatyam to hip hop. So what about your other dances? Like, so what are the different backgrounds or the styles we get to see?
My dancers cover everything, and a lot of them come and go and they transition through. So we've had everything from flamenco, belly dancers, African dancers, jazz, hip hop, ballet, everything. And that's why when you see our choreography, you'll see little elements of everything because everyone gives their input. By no means am I the only choreographer in the company. And you'll see elements of everyone's choreography kind of put together.
Wow, I hear mental and physical fitness here.
Yes.
And that to every part of the body, all the different styles of dance, it's making you fit as a whole person.
Yes, dance is very mental. Like, it takes a lot of concentration to learn your choreography and remember it and execute it and notice where everyone else is on the stage. There's a lot going on in your head as well.
It's amazing. So you have your Divine Heritage Artistry. That's a family in itself, it sounds like. You have your students. That sounds like a family too. How about beyond that? Do you get a support from your friends, family?
you can't have something like your own dance company without having the people who support you. If they're not there pushing you through, getting you through the rough times, when you haven't slept, you haven't eaten, you're tired,
Wow.
if they're not there for you, you really can't, you can't rise.
That's passion, I tell you. Amazing. And obviously, you would have seen LOPA SARKAR and Divine Heritage Artistry on Zee TV's My Toronto commercial.
That's right.
So you're already, Divine Heritage Artistry is making waves in the community, and now it's taking us, globally, internationally, and you see them on TV. Tell us, what is your vision for the upcoming year with Divine Heritage Artistry?
So this year we're celebrating our 10th anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I can't believe it. Every time I say it, I think it's been 10 years. And we're celebrating with a really big stage show. So we're working with Vikas Kohli, who's a composer, and he puts together Bollywood Monster Mashup, a great event every year. And we're going to combine with live music and dance and different types of choreography, which is what we're known for. And we're going to create a big stage show this year to celebrate.
Awesome. So we get to see that in person, and we also come to your classes. That's the second way to catch you and your group. And I also heard, like, if we cannot make it to your classes, you also have a DVD that's making waves globally too.
Yeah, it's our DVD, I just realized, has been 5 years, so it's in its 5th anniversary, and it's already sold in over 55 countries. And the reason I made it is because all these people would email me from all over the world, and they'd want me to go teach wherever they are, and sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. And then I thought, you know what, if I can't go to them, my dancing can go to them, and I made this DVD set.
You know what, I love it. And you know what, I love all the fuchsia around it too. I love it.
It's our color.
That's amazing. And you know, that reminds me, I wanted to ask you, Divine Heritage Artistry already has a positive aura around it. How did that name come to be?
Oh gosh, my friend and I were talking about naming my company, and I truly don't remember what happened. We were talking about spirituality, we were talking about our cultural background, we were talking about my commitment to art, and somehow it all just came together, and I think she actually said Divine Heritage Artistry, and I said, yes.
It's an appropriate name too, and I just love everything you do. A trendsetter. I have to ask, is Bollywood a possibility?
I look at my career through projects. I've worked on so many different projects, and they come from all over the place. And if that project speaks to me, I want to do it. So if a project came out of India from Bollywood, absolutely I'd do it.
Very well said. I love the positive aura and your personality, and I'm going to come and check out your classes at National Ballet School, or if not, I'll be taking one of your DVDs home too.
Oh, please do.
Yes. But what I know of Miss LOPA SARKAR is, beyond being all that she does, which is all in all amazing, she has so many other sides to her as well. So I have to bring it to the forefront. First of all, I hear you're a life coach.
I am. I do life coaching, and the reason I do it is it's the same reason I do dance. When people come to my dance classes, or when people watch us perform, sometimes you see a transformation take place, and that's the greatest thing about being someone's teacher, because when they first start off dancing with you, sometimes they're very quiet, they're very shy, they're at the back of the class, they're kind of scared, and then after a few weeks you see them and they're at the front and they're laughing and they're smiling and they're not inhibited in any way, and it's like a butterfly, right? They just fly. And life coaching is the same. You take people through things and you see where they come out on the other side, and it's such a beautiful transformation to watch.
Wow, so did the dancing come first for you, and then you saw how that transformation was, helping your students? That's why you decided to become a life coach, or did they happen simultaneously? You
spoke about your family and friends. Yes. The reason I have a dance company is because my friends pushed me and said, you need to have your own dance company. And same with life coaching. It's something it wasn't formal. It was just something I kind of did, I guess, naturally. And then my friend said, you have to go get certified and you have to life coach. And I said, okay, when everyone tells you something, I believe you should listen. And that's how I incorporated it into my company and actually officially started life coaching.
Well, I can see how you will be an amazing life coach, because you have so much positivity around you. And just sitting here, I feel like I'm at ease with you.
That's because you're so positive too.
Thank you. I guess we bounce off each other. All that positive.
To you.
Amazing. So, life coach, dancer, choreographer, life coach. Beyond that, Congratulations on your position at Sony Center for Performing Arts.
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
I hear you're doing amazing things there, good reviews. Tell us a little bit about your position there.
Sure. I've always loved the Sony Center for the Performing Arts. It's Canada's largest soft seat theater, 3,200 seats, and I've been there since I was a child. I once went to see a Rabindranath Tagore performance there, and since then I remembered it. And they had a new position that was been newly created for education and outreach, and I'm developing programs that bring the performing arts to people outside of sitting in a seat and just watching it in a theater. And it's the same thing. I see people come into the theater, and children, adults, and have these experiences with the performing arts that they take part in, and they leave smiling, happy, and it's a great way to extend what I do with my dance company into another area.
Wow. So are there any particular programs or projects you've taken on that we can look forward to?
Yeah, we're working on a lot of stuff. We tie it into the programming coming in. So we have a lot of dance coming up this spring, and there's a lot of classes and pre-show talks that are taking place around it.
Okay. And beyond that, I know you get opportunities because you are doing amazing stuff. I hear now you will be probably involved with the curriculum at Centennial College?
That's right. So Centennial College in downtown Toronto is introducing a new dance program. And I had the pleasure of sitting on a board that helped make some decisions about how the program was going to be structured. And now they've asked me if I'd be interested in teaching in the program and developing some curriculum. So I'm going to do that as well, which is really exciting because I'm a Bollywood dancer, and a lot of classical Indian dance teachers teach in those environments, but it's really exciting for me as a Bollywood dance teacher to be invited into a program.
We are so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're absolutely right. Most of the curriculum caters to the traditional.
Yes.
And in this day and age, I think it's good to have the global, because people want more of that. I mean, traditional can always be there, but when you have to sometimes cater to the times, and we're proud of you that you're able to take that into the curriculums here, so we can all get to, obviously we come to your classes, we can get your DVD, but this is even available for those who are aspiring to be somebody like yourself.
Yeah, it really shows how much everything has changed. Because when I started my company 10 years ago, I would speak to people and say, oh no, it's a Bollywood dance company. And they would say, we don't know what that is. And now to have a college call and say, hey, we have this new dance program and we want to create professional dancers, and we think what you do is important and it should be a part of the program. It just shows huge progress.
Wow. I don't know how you do it all.
Same to
Honestly.
you. How do you do it all?
I can hear this girl who was growing up, who was told by society, okay, this is what you're supposed to do, but you followed your heart.
Yes.
And you followed your heart. From within you heard, okay, you have to be a dancer, a choreographer. And somewhere along the way, you didn't probably know it at the time, but it's a fusion. You wanted to bring everything together in terms of globally bringing everybody together in the form of dance. And then you've moved on to create a company that's making waves, DHA, a life coach, working for the Sony Center for Performing Arts, now being part of a curriculum. How do you do it all? Do you have any time to relax, a me time?
No. It's okay. When you do something that you love, it's okay. Because the dancing is who I am. There isn't really a lot of separation between LOPA and the dance. So I'm very fortunate. I get to go around just being me, you know? And so in that sense, it's okay.
Very well said. I guess if you follow your heart, you find your passion, it's no longer work, I guess.
Yeah, I would say maybe that's not quite it. I think when you run a business, at some point it becomes work, right? But work can be pleasurable or work can be difficult. You can align it with who you are.
Okay.
Right? So
I'm going to use that line.
Yeah.
Align it with who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do have to ask, do you have any other hobbies outside?
I do. I love all kinds of things. I love singing. Wow. I love playing on my turntables. I love traveling. I love dogs. Just like everyone else, I like to hang out, see my
Amazing. An all-rounder. You know what, Lopa? I could go on and on talking to you.
You're so kind.
I think I need to have you on another episode. What say, viewers? But thank you so much for taking the time to share your success story with us. We are lucky to have you in Canada, and we wish you all the best, to you and to DHA. If you could tell our viewers your website so we can follow you further, that would be great.
I'd love that. It's lopasarkar.com.
So there you have it, lopasarkar.com. And thank you very much once again. All the best.
Oh, thank you, Amitha.
There you have it. ये थी मिस लोपा सरकार, जिन्होंने हमें एहसास दिलाया है कि if we follow our heart and work towards our goals with dedication, we can be happy and make our own mark. Well, that's a wrap for this week. Thank you for watching us, and we will continue to bring you inspiring guests who will share their success stories with us. For updates, follow us on Facebook or Twitter, and I would love to hear from you. So write to me at vjamithaspotlight@gmail.com. Until next week, this is Amitha signing off, but inviting you to follow your dreams.